right, there we are. What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in the world. I've totally lost track of time at this point because I'm in Japan at the moment. Sam is hanging out in California. Richard Knowles is hanging out at Universal Studio. Always got to give a mention to Richard Knowles, one of our favorite human beings on planet freaking Earth. And guys, we're grateful for you all being here tonight because this is a special episode that marks the end of an era, right? This is episode 136. This Think Big podcast has been going strong for over 2 years. Up until last week, we had never missed an episode. We'd been able to stay consistent in some way, shape, or form, whether it was a solo show, whether it was a group effort, whether we had to bring guests on. But last week, just due to travel, due to work, due to life, due to everything, it just was not possible at that point in time. Unless, you wanted me to get kicked off an airplane internationally and you wanted Sam to lose out on potentially some of the biggest deals of his career. It just was not possible to make that happen. But
would have been a good story.
Right? That would have been pretty epic, right? How did you get banned from Japan? Well, I refused to sit down when the air marshal told me to get off the Think Big podcast.
I love it. Dude, let's so here's the thing. I want to, guys, and today's gonna be, I think, a little bit of a shorter episode. We're gonna keep things condensed because I want to make sure this is done right. And I'll be very real with you guys. To this date, I've had 2 podcasts go over 2 years now. Think Big is over 2.5 years, 135 weeks exactly, 135 weeks straight. We've gone live on the side of a highway. We've gone live from Puerto Rico. We've gone live from everywhere you can possibly think. Everywhere you can possibly think. We've gone live from when neither of us was home. I'm in Florida, Marlon's in New York. It's 1 a.m. for us, wherever the hell we are. We're running on, 3 hours of sleep. We've been traveling, all these things, and we still make it live. And I think, I'll be very real with you guys. A huge reason behind that is, for anyone who wants to get into podcasting, just know that to get in the top 1% of podcasts, all you have to do is get past episode 21. Like, that is it. And what is alarming is that of the 1% who get to episode 21, it usually takes them 3 freaking years to do it. We did 21 episodes in 21 weeks. We did 135 episodes in 135 weeks. And the core reason behind that is, one, we had each other. Right? We didn't do it alone. We didn't go it alone. So when one of us had to be somewhere, we always knew that basically one of our best friends had our back. And that's a huge thing. 2, we do it obviously for the people, because it's actually crazy, because Marlon and I think we tend to forget how many people watch the show who will never comment, never chat, never DM us. And it never ceases to amaze me that when I went on tour and I did 32 stage events in 18 months, I spoke on 32 stages across the country. Every time, every event, I've had several people come up to me and they're like, I've been watching Think Big for 1.5 years straight and I haven't missed an episode ever. I've had people tell us that Think Big is a Tuesday evening ritual in their living room. They're not on their computer or on their phone. They have it on the living room TV and they watch it with their family. And like, that stuff is different and it's weird in the best possible way. And I want you guys to realize that we do it for you guys, but also very selfishly, we do it so we can build a muscle that 99.9% of entrepreneurs will never build. And that is just the ability to show up when you're tired, when you feel like crap, when you have no good ideas, when everything is going wrong. We are still there. There's been times where Marlon's been on 2 hours of sleep and he's been on plane ride. He's on the other side of the freaking world right now. Marlon, I don't know, it's like what, 2 or 3 in the morning for you? It's some like godforsaken time. And like, I've gone live after I've lost $50,000 on bad deals. Lose 50 grand? Cool. 30 minutes, we're live. And I gotta say that I'm so damn grateful for everyone who's constantly shown up, watched the episodes, connected with us, connected with each other. I'm also so damn grateful for Marlon, for the guys we started with, Daryl, Alejandro. Like, none of this, even though they're not here right now, we wouldn't be here if they weren't there with us in the beginning. Like, that is the raw truth. I'm very glad and I'm very grateful for the mentors that I've had. People like Pace and Alex and heck, even Logan, who actually got me on podcasting. And so I want to give you guys the real about what's going on. Why am I leaving? And then we're going to get into and what's going on between me and Marlon, because I know a lot of people have been in my DMs have wondered. It's like, dude, do we hate each other now? Are we going to get into a fight? Is it going to be like an influencer boxing match? Which I think would be a fantastic idea. I really do. I think it'd be great. It's like affirmations versus business scale. Which one wins? Guys, the reality is this. Number one, this matters more than anything to me that I say this publicly. Marlon and I are phenomenal. Like, there is no fighting, no beef, nothing like that. Marlon and I are great. He's one of my best friends. He's going to be one of my best friends for the rest of my life. I'm absolutely freaking certain of it. It has nothing to do with that. Yeah, dude, Richard. Yeah, I know. Dude, I would bet on Marlon. I would freaking bet on Marlon in a fight against me, honestly. Like, the dude, he's also like weirdly tall, which no one realizes. Like, everyone thinks he's tall. You don't realize how tall Marlon is. And then
that's how I felt about you. The first time I met you in person, I was like, Sam is taller than I thought. I did not think you were as tall as you are, bro.
Everyone meets me and they're like, holy crap, you're actually 6 feet. And I'm like, yeah, did you guys think I was short? And I guess everyone thinks I'm short for some stupid reason, but whatever. But yes, I would bet on Marlon too. It's okay, Richard. You're not gonna hurt my feelings with that one. Here's the reality. Nothing is wrong between us. I'm gonna hang out with Marlon. We're gonna be doing our next snowboarding mastermind real soon. Everything's great. So please don't ever think that. Very often you see in the world of podcasting and the world of TV or YouTube shows where you have all these groups of people on, and very often one of the co-hosts will just leave. And it's never talked about and it's never explained. And I get it. I get why that happens sometimes. But what I don't want to happen is people to be left to infer and assume, because humans naturally tend to assume the worst thing and the wrong thing. And so, guys, we're great. We're awesome. And I'm so stoked for this next chapter, for me, for him, for the show. And here's what's happening. On this podcast for years, we've talked about focus. We've talked about attention. We've talked about potency. And we've talked about being about what we say we're about. And focus to me fundamentally means removing everything that isn't the one thing, if that is the goal. And the most focused man on earth is the man who's removed everything possible. That isn't the one thing. And I'll be very honest with you guys. Everything about what we're building in the business right now is gearing at a multi-8-figure exit really, really soon here. And that's the main focus. Everything has to go into that, because I know in my entrepreneurial journey, if I hit that milestone at this age, everything I want to do becomes real. Like, everything. But I won't hit it if I'm not solely focused. And so practicing what I preach is, I need bandwidth back. I need attention back. I need everything to go towards that one goal. Because if I get that 8-figure exit and I'm the guy who's done it within 5 years of starting in business, I get the story that I need and that I want to go and do even bigger and better things. And so the cool thing is this, and I have to say this, when I finally texted Marlon, I was like, dude, I think it's time. Marlon's instant response was like, I get it. He didn't fight it. He didn't make me feel bad about it. He was like, dude, this is right. And it showed me that we are in such freaking alignment as friends. And then the cool thing is this, I want to make sure that moving forward, this podcast serves Marlon in an amazing way. It serves you guys in an amazing way. And I'm excited because I think we're going to fundamentally see a different shift in how things are done on Think Big. And guys, and I have to say this, Marlon, I think it's safe to say Think Big is going to continue, yes?
Yes.
Awesome. And I texted him this. Think Big needs to continue, but there's no one better to continue it than Mr. Mindset himself. And so if anyone on this freaking planet is going to show you how to think big, it's Marlon freaking Johnson. And so when I decided and when the time came for me to confront the reality, it's like, I need this bandwidth back. I need to take a step back. I didn't want the podcast to end. I want it to go bigger. I want it to be the best. I want it to be one of the biggest podcasts on earth. I want to see Marlon interviewing the best people on earth. I want to see him take this thing in front of millions of people. I would love that. But there's no one better than him to do it. And so, Marlon, give us an update, man.
Well, first of all, Sam, thank you, dude. Like I'm excited for you. I'm excited for your next chapter and your next journey because you are someone that practices what you preach heavily. And having your focus and your attention back is, I think, the most critical aspect for the season you're entering into. And the fact that you're taking it this serious, I know you put a lot of thought into it before you made the decision. So obviously we are over here. Everybody here is wishing you the best for Think Big. Guys, like I'm excited. The show will continue. So for anyone that's wondering, is the show going to stop? I have no intention on having the show stop. In fact, I was talking to Sam about this, and I want to bring it back where we're bringing guests onto the show. That's something that's always been a passion of mine. It's always been a curiosity. Before Think Big, I ran a show called Into the Mind. And I've always been fascinated by sitting down with entrepreneurs that I genuinely have an interest in their story. And so you're going to be seeing a lot more interview style episodes. However, the biggest challenge I'm going to be facing, because there is a challenge to doing this, the challenge I'm going to be facing is vetting the right guest to bring on. Because unfortunately, I've made this mistake in the past, so I can't say I'm perfect. I've had a guest on a previous podcast. This was several years ago, that everybody in the communities, they spoke this person up. They put this person on a pedestal. I brought this guest on, and I later came to find out that this person wasn't who they presented themselves to be. And so I want to protect you guys. I want to make sure that whoever I'm putting in front of you is credible, is vetted, and is somebody that we can all genuinely learn from. So in the future episodes, you're going to be seeing a lot of people that are coming on that first and foremost genuinely spark my own curiosity. If I'm not interested in having a conversation with them, I'm not going to bring them on the show, because I've learned if I'm not into it, if as the host, I'm not genuinely enjoying that conversation, if I'm not genuinely extracting new information and new experiences that are bettering me, it's typically not bettering anybody in the audience, because we're a community, we're a family. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to be bringing people on. And on there, the tough part as well with that is the guests that I do get to have access to, it's difficult to get them to be able to hit a Tuesday evening. It's such an odd time. So with that being the case, I'm going to be figuring out different ways to overcome that challenge. I will be stateside. I'm leaving Japan this Friday. So I'll be back to the States, and I will plan on being stationary for a minimum of 2 to 3 months. And so that's going to give me a lot of time to be able to round up the folks that I need on this show. Next week's episode is going to be a solo episode. I can already tell y'all that right now because I don't have a guest lined up. But I am excited about the future of Think Big. I'm excited more so because more than anything, I think when we're staying in alignment with our vision, when we're staying in alignment with the chapter of life that we're in, with the season, whether it's business, whether it's personal, that's when we produce our best work. So, Sam, I'm grateful that you're staying in alignment. I'm grateful to be in alignment. And for every person that's been coming to this show consistently, Effie, Richard Knowles, Sydney Nash, right? Giovanna, Larry, like all of you that keep showing up week in and week out, and you share on your Instagram, you share on Facebook, it means the world to us. It means the world to me. So thank you so much. I hope you continue to support the show as time goes on. And if you guys have suggestions that you want to see, that you're like, hey, we love it when you talk about this, DM me. If I can, I'll figure out a way to incorporate it into the show if it's in alignment. But yeah, I think we're going to wrap up tonight's episode rather early. I just want to say, Sam, thank you, because Think Big would not have started without you. I don't know if people know the origin story, but, you reached out a few years ago and you said, I have this crazy idea. I want to start a podcast. I want us to go live every week. I want us to serve the people who are coming into the industry. You made it a point that you wanted to serve them better than any $30,000 mentorship can serve them. You wanted to serve them better than any online course they can buy, any book they can read. And that's been the intention from day one. You guys don't ever get to see this part, but behind the scenes, Sam puts in a lot of work to being intentional about, hey, this is what we should talk about next week for the topic, or this topic is going to be so much better, or supposed to talk about this, but this is what's actively happening in the community right now, or this is what people are DMing me, and this is what they're struggling with. And we've changed episodes on the fly. We've done deep research. I watched Sam go in at hours on top of his day, right? At the end of the workday, staying up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, going and researching information to be able to bring it back to you guys that's relevant, that's timely, and that's able to help you scale. So Sam, thank you for all the work that you've put in behind the scenes that no one ever is going to congratulate you for.
Dude, I'm so damn stoked. I have one question, and this is my final question to you as a co-host of this show. Can I come back as a special guest one day?
Dude, I already have you lined up. I already got your date on the calendar. We're absolutely bringing you back in as a special guest.
Nice. Guys, I appreciate you. Let's not make it dramatic. You guys are amazing. I love you for going on this journey with us. I am so freaking excited for Marlon taking Think Big, incorporating into the mind with it, going bigger than ever before. Because I am myself going to be in the chat every single time he goes live. I will be there supporting and sharing and loving, because I just can't wait to see Marlon crush it and do more. And I will say this last thing, because I've been getting a lot of questions about this. You're going to see me 100x content, but it has to be done a very specific way. And so if you are worried that you're going to miss Sam's version of business scaling and thinking as an executive and all of that, it's not going away. It's just going to look a little bit different from now on. So guys, I appreciate you. Marlon, it's your last show, man. Wrap it. Let's wrap it, dude.
So guys, like I said, tonight's a shorter episode. If you got value, make sure you smash the like button. And do me a favor. I want you guys to give Sam a proper send off. I want you to go and on IG, I want you to screenshot a photo of this episode. And I want you to share what has been your greatest lesson from Sam. What has it been? Has it been in scaling? Because the amount of people that I've watched their businesses grow, right? The amount of DM, like Sam he could show you an entire box of just text messages that come in from people who are like, dude, our business scaled 100x after just listening to you on a 3-hour Zoom. I don't know why I paid for a $100,000 mentorship, right? Like, so I want you guys to share what your greatest gift from Sam has been, what your greatest lesson has been, and tag us on IG. That is the proper way for us to send Sam off. And then be back here next Tuesday for the new Think Big. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And I look forward to being back stateside with you guys and taking this podcast to another level. See you guys later.